Welcome back to the Presence of Being podcast. Thank you for listening and for tuning in and being a part of everything that we're building here. The fact that you are listening to these recordings means the world to me, so thank you. I feel like I've been in a creative flow when making these recordings, so I'm just going to continue pumping them out as frequently as I can. In this recording, I want to talk about something that I spoke about very briefly in a TikTok recording that I made last night. And in that recording, I spoke about two interesting reflections that I had just as I've continued to be, I think, pretty consistent in terms of taking action daily towards making what I see for myself a reality. I started posting consistently on TikTok in October of 2022. And my first published podcast recording I made in May of 2023. Now, I had a few podcast recordings that I released before then, but I deleted them because they weren't really me, and I didn't think that they represented like what I wanted my content to be about. So I actually ended up deleting those or archiving those. And the same thing is true with some of my TikTok recordings. Some of my early TikTok recordings, I was just kind of figuring things out. And I think my priorities were in a different place. I think I knew the importance of putting myself out there if I wanted to build what I saw myself building. And the vision has only continued to grow and get clearer and clearer over time. And I think where I am right now, I have a very clear image of what I see for myself, and the vision has never been clearer. But in the early days of me making TikTok recordings, I think I was just kind of chasing likes a bit and doing things that weren't really authentic. And I got rid of those videos also because they just weren't really me and weren't really what I wanted to be about. But of course, everything is a learning process, and I've really kind of stepped into my authenticity and just staying true to myself and showing up as myself. And I'm grateful for that because I think where I am right now, I'm happy. Obviously I have these dreams and big goals and what I see presence of being, and I know that I'll get there if it's in alignment with God's will for me, and if I continue to keep showing up for myself, and I trust in that and I trust in my journey. But anyways, the point of what I'm saying here is I feel like I have taken a lot of consistent action, and in this recording, I want to talk about two important lessons that I have learned. And when I remind myself of these two things, it keeps me centered, it keeps me focused, it keeps me aligned, and I'm able to take consistent action, continue to take consistent action towards my goals without being so attached to the outcome. Knowing where it is I see myself going and having that vision and keeping that in the back of my mind and reminding myself of that, but also not being so attached to getting there. So in this recording, I want to talk about those two things that have really helped me and shaped the way that I just live my life and how I approach taking action towards my goals. And hopefully this provides some sort of value to you. I know it's provided a lot of value to me. That's why I'm sharing it. So the first thing is constantly reminding yourself of why you do the things that you do. If you're consistently reminding yourself of why you do the things that you do, why you continuously show up, it will keep you focused, it'll keep you aligned, it'll keep you centered, it'll keep you motivated and disciplined to continue to take action towards your goals and continue to hold yourself to a certain standard that you've gotten clear on. And if you've gotten clear on those standards or those values, those principles of how you want to live your life, reminding yourself of why you have them and why they're important to you will make sure that you're showing up every single day doing things that are in alignment with those values and principles and standards that you've set. As you're just navigating each day, going about your business, doing whatever it is you have to do, going to work, going to school, just doing whatever it is you're doing on a day-to-day basis, sometimes you forget the bigger picture. If you're consistently asking yourself, why am I doing this? Why is this important to me? it allows you to reconnect with that deeper purpose that you have within inside yourself. Just as a little example, sometimes when I'm editing these recordings, especially the recordings that I make where I have a visual included in it, I'll be the first to say that I'm not the best at editing and making these sound amazing, and I'm learning and I'm getting better, but I'm not the best at it. And sometimes it can be very tedious when I'm just going throughout the motions, trying to figure out how to properly split a clip up and make it sound nice and equalize the audio and do all this stuff. Sometimes I get just so caught up in what I'm doing in the moment that I lose touch of why I started doing this in the first place. And when I reconnect with that deeper purpose, it allows me to take a deep breath, take a step back, and view things from a much wider, broader lens. Sometimes when I post content and it doesn't get the reach that I intended it to get, I can get a little bit annoyed. I thought this video was great and it doesn't get the reach that I hoped it would get. And then I get just so caught up in the little nitty gritty that I forget why I started posting content in the first place. It wasn't about the likes, it wasn't about the shares and the saves and the comments. That stuff's great. But I have a deeper purpose why I do the things that I do. And when I remind myself of that purpose, it allows me to zoom out, view things from that wider and broader lens or perspective. It reconnects me with that deeper purpose that I've gotten clear on. And even when you face certain obstacles or challenges along your journey, reminding yourself why you do the things that you do helps you not get so discouraged when you do face those obstacles, when you do face those challenges that do inevitably get in all of our ways as we take action towards our goals. You start remembering and reminding yourself, I may have this obstacle or challenge in front of me, but I know why I do the things that I do. And because I have this broader perspective that I acknowledge and I'm aware of, I can see this obstacle or challenge as an opportunity for growth that's going to enable me in some way, shape, or form to become even more aligned with that deeper purpose, which is going to help me move forward in a more effective way. I'm not going to be discouraged or get upset or annoyed or frustrated because I have these obstacles or challenges in front of me, because I know that this is an opportunity for growth. And as I continuously remind myself of why I do the things that I do, it's going to give me strength to be able to overcome whatever is preventing me from moving forward, whatever obstacles in front of me. Another quick reason I think it's important to continuously remind yourself of why you do the things that you do is that it's going to help you with your decisions and the decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis. When you know why you do the things that you do, you can ask yourself whether or not the decisions that you make, the choices that you make, the actions that you take are in alignment with that deeper why that you have, that deeper purpose that you have internally. Once you know your why, you're able to distinguish whether or not the things that you do, the actions that you take, are truly in alignment with how you want to show up in the world, what you want to be about. And knowing your why just kind of helps you stay on track, helps you allocate your time and energy in effective ways. You go where your vision is. That is an incredible quote that really resonates deeply with myself. You go where your vision is, where you see yourself going. That is the direction that you are continuously going to take action towards, and that is where you're headed. When you remind yourself of why you do the things that you do on a consistent basis, it allows you to reflect upon your core values as an individual, your core standards, your core principles, and your vision. And when you think about it often, and you feel it often, and you see it often internally, that is the direction that you are continuously going to be heading in, which I think is incredibly important. Now, one quick exercise that you can do to kind of deepen your understanding of why you do the things that you do is called the 7 layers of why. Now, I have no idea who came up with this concept or this exercise, but credit to whoever did. I just read about this online or heard about this online. But basically what you do is, with a partner or with a friend, whoever it might be, you do this exercise with someone else. You ask them a specific question. They will give you an answer to that question. And in response to that answer, you say, why? Then that person gives you a deeper level answer, and then you say why again, and then you just repeat that process over and over again. So just as a simple example to get this point across, let's say the problem is you're stressed out at work. So you would ask the question, why are you feeling stressed at work? The answer, because I have too many things on my plate, too many tasks to complete in a very short period of time. Then in response, the next question is, okay, why do you have too many tasks to complete? Or why do you have so much on your plate? The answer to that question may be because your boss or your manager keeps on assigning new projects that I gotta do, and they're not really giving me any time off. The next question is, why does your manager keep on assigning you new projects? The answer to that question may be because they believe in you, because they believe in your ability to get them done in a short period of time, and they trust you in your work ability. So basically, you just keep on asking why to whatever the response may be. And what this basically does, like I said, it just uncovers the root cause of why you're feeling the way that you're feeling and why you do the things that you do. It just gets to the root cause, and it's a very interesting activity, and it can reveal a lot about what the person is really feeling inside and what really triggers them and what gets them going and why they're motivated to do certain things or not do certain things. So that is one important lesson that I've learned as I've continued to take action towards my goals. Something that has helped me is just reminding yourself of why you do the things that you do. Now keep in mind, this doesn't just go for you taking action towards your goals. This can be related to anything. You just showing up in the world and living your life. Reminding yourself of why you do the things that you do is going to help you be more focused, more aligned, more centered, and overall just more productive. Now, the second thing that I've been reflecting on that I mentioned in a recent TikTok video is reminding yourself of the essence of why you started doing the things that you're doing in the first place. Instead of just being so overly focused on the outcome and getting so caught up in trying to get to a specific destination or trying to get that outcome, remind yourself of the essence of why you started in the first place. And this is the example that I gave in the TikTok video, and I actually kind of gave this as an example for the first point I mentioned earlier on in this recording. But let's say you started creating content online, you started making content online because you wanted to express yourself, express your true self, talk about the things that you're passionate about, and help other people. And all of a sudden, you got a lot of views, got a lot of likes, got a lot of shares, got a lot of comments, and your videos blew up. And all of a sudden, you became so attached to the likes, the comments, the views, and you forgot why you started posting content in the first place. And instead, you're just so focused on virality and views. And you search for new methods and techniques to try to get your content to go viral and to reach as many people as possible. You just forget why you started doing what you're doing in the first place. You forgot the reason why you started. And all of a sudden, you're just so focused on virality. Don't let the outcome prevent you from connecting with the reason why you started doing what you're doing in the first place. If you are doing whatever it is you're doing, taking action towards your goals to get to a specific outcome, that's cool, that's great. As long as you aren't lying to yourself. As long as you're aware of the fact that you're doing it to get X. If you're doing whatever it is you're doing to get X and you get X, that's cool. Just be truthful with yourself. If you're doing whatever it is you're doing just because you want to express yourself, you want to stay true to you, it's something that you feel called to do, don't get lost in the sauce. Focus on why you started doing the things that you're doing in the first place. Sometimes I make content and it doesn't get the reach that I want it to get, or I think I make a fire video and it doesn't reach a lot of people, and it may suck for a few moments, but I remind myself of A, why I do the things that I do, and number two, why I started. I'm expressing what I feel like I should be expressing. Like I'm staying true to myself and I'm just creating from the heart. That's it. People get so lost and sucked into fame or views or likes, and they chase it and they crave it. But when you operate from the heart and stay true to yourself in the process, you may get all the things that come as a byproduct, like fame, for example, but you stay true to yourself in the process. You don't lose yourself in the process. Remind yourself of why you started. If you're starting from an authentic place as a means to just express yourself fully in the things that you do, don't let anything else external suck you away from that main purpose and from why you started doing the things that you're doing, because that can be a very slippery slope. You lose touch with the essence of why you started doing the things that you're doing when you focus so much on the outcome. And this is something that I'm reminding myself of, something that I recently discovered, and something that I'm reflecting upon as I continue to make content, just continuing on with the example that we're talking about. Why did you start taking action towards your goal? Was it to express yourself fully? Was it so you can be creative, so you can do the things that you feel called to do, things that are from the heart? When you get so caught up in the day-to-day, taking action, don't forget why you started. If it's to get to the outcome, if it's just to boom, make a lot of money, or boom, get famous, or boom, whatever, that's cool. Do you. Nobody's going to judge. But just don't convince yourself that it's something else. Be honest. If it's for the outcome, that's great. Keep it like that. But if it's not for the outcome, don't try to convince yourself that it is for the outcome. If really the reason why you started was because you just wanted to express yourself, you wanted to be yourself, and you didn't want to filter yourself down. Hopefully this makes sense. If this resonates, let me know. But I'm telling you, all the flashy things and the outcomes that are cool, maybe fame if that's what you want, or wealth, or whatever it is, popularity, whatever it is, likes, views, if we're continuing on the example of making content, all of that may come as a byproduct of you staying true to yourself. If you just stay true to yourself, everything else may come, but you haven't lost touch with why you started. You haven't lost touch with your center and what is important to you. You're remaining truthful to yourself, and you're staying true to yourself, which is a superpower. So don't forget that. Don't get caught up in everything that's going on outside. Know why you do the things that you do, and remind yourself of why you started. Stay true to yourself, and don't forget that if you are yourself and you operate from the heart and you try your best and you have pure intentions, you will win. So those are a few lessons that I've learned as I've continued to take action towards my goals and things that I'm reminding myself of frequently. I have a bunch of other reflections. Maybe I'll make another podcast talking about this, or another recording talking about this sometime in the future. Let me know what kind of content you want to see from me, whether it be on here, long form content, or short form content on TikTok, for example. And I'd love to hear what you think about these reflections, so let me know. You can DM me on TikTok or on Instagram. I hope that you're having a great day wherever you are listening to this. Maybe you're out for a walk right now. Maybe you just got done meditating. Maybe you're on your way to work, or you're in the gym, or you're just listening to this, chilling. I hope you're having a great day. It means a lot to me that you are here tuning in and listening to these recordings. And I just want to take a second here, if you've made it this far in this recording, to express my gratitude for you being a part of Presence of Being and everything that we are building. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next recording very soon.